Hi there, welcome. Today I'm going to read from one of the channeled messages I have in the members area on my website over here. My name is Aura. I am the medium, psychic, astrologer person here who kind of translates what's going on in the world to a more sort of bite-sized and understandable form so you guys can take action on it. So this channeling was done in 2024 and it is called The Crazy Energy, and it is about the crazy energy that we're feeling that is actually pretty intense. So anyway, without going any deeper into that, let's just start reading and I'll give you guys the heads up on what's going on. Okay, so I tend to open these up with my own introduction to it. So here it is. It's no secret that things are getting weirder and weirder by the moment, and so much so that is going on publicly cannot be trusted. It's almost enough to make us all feel like we're going nuts, but we aren't. We are just getting a lot more clarity about how the world around us really works. It's a carnival, an absolute carnival run by lunatics on acid. So what are we supposed to do about it? How are we supposed to navigate it and thrive through all this craziness? This is exactly why the guides want me to channel about the crazy energy at this time. So you heard my questions above, and also I want to add, is there anything else we need to know about what's going on, and how can we find our way through things that have no truth in them? Well, for confirmation that I'm onto something here about the nuts energy, while I'm typing this here at a local library, some guy just walked past me mumbling in a very high-pitched voice with words strung together in ways that we would all agree is pretty crazy. Yep, that's about the size of it. The environment has officially gone off the rails and things are going to get really intense in the coming weeks. More on this in the July 2024 timing report that will be out soon. There are events, and then there's what we do, think, and feel about the events. We only have control over our reactions to things taking place around us. So with that in mind, I'm asking the guides for their help in making sense of the senseless, feeling ruth in the ruthless, and finding the truth in the truthless. Thank you to the guides for any help and clarity you can give us at this time. Dearest ones, know that we are here and we love you very much. We are supporting you now more than you know. Every one of you is surrounded by a team of spiritual support to help you navigate coming events in your world and things that will defy your logical mind and leave many speechless. Nearly every sacred cow or assumption that has been held as true throughout your lives is coming into questions. Things like what it is to be human. Are cyborgs human? Is AI conscious? Can it have morality? But more than these digital questions, there are also huge questions you should be asking about the assumptions about stories you're being told in the world. Nearly all of these are created and manufactured for one purpose or another. You must question everything in the public narrative, because if it is getting attention all over the media, not just the mainstream ones, but also huge YouTube or X channels, you need to question it. We tell you that there is an army of content creators who are being paid to help shape your perceptions of what is happening now and what is coming, all for a purpose and all to direct your decision making. The main purpose for our message today is not to tell you how much you cannot trust the world. It is rather to point out to you that you need to come to an awareness of how stories influence you. We wish for you to examine your life assumptions and figure out where you are susceptible to outside manipulation by these stories. Do you like to follow stories that focus on a hero who will save people? Do you want to see revenge for wrong deeds? These are emotional motivations within you that are easily used to spin you in a desired direction by those who manufacture stories. As humans, stories are a core component to how you view and understand the world around you. Every story has a hero, a villain, conflict, plot points, and most importantly, a nice, neat resolution. But your lives are not like that. Life does not have a resolution. Most things are ongoing. Yes, there are major moments and events that take place in your lives, but leaving work for the day doesn't wrap up with a nice little conclusion like an episode of Friends. Life can have many, many maddening incompletions. There are open loops that you may try over and over again to fix, close, and resolve. Some of these are in relationships, and some of these are in work or goal-oriented pursuits. For example, you may find yourself trying again and again to get ahead and achieve some specific goal, but there may be new hurdles along the way as you reach for it. These things can be overcome, but sometimes people get stuck in patterns and repeat struggles. This is due to the inner story that is playing out within that person. As humans, you are always seeking to resolve these stories to complete the unfinished business. For example, if a person lost their mother at 6 years old, they may have a repeating loop of patterns with women in their lives that leave them feeling abandoned in some way. This is something that is being created by the unfinished loop inside the individual. This is not to blame them at all, but rather to point out that each human has loops that were set up for them in order to help their spirit grow in this lifetime. So I want to just point this out. I spent many years working with clients individually on helping to close those loops, helping to heal those belief systems. That was done through hypnotherapy work. So these exist in our subconscious because as beings, we come into this world. I believe we choose our family patterns that we're coming into this world so that we can grow, so that we can achieve what we're here to achieve in this world. And a lot of times we think achievement means success and labels and big houses and cars. And those things are nice to have, don't get me wrong. But what the soul is here to achieve is spiritual work, closing these loops, healing these patterns, and growing. Because every time we do this, we heal our ancestry. We heal our family dynamics. If you come from a poor family and you learn how to achieve abundance, that's a huge loop to close, right? So these are the kinds of things that the guides are pointing out. And what they're saying is that we, they didn't say that, but I'm saying we choose, okay? It might not feel that way, but if there's a loop, that's an opportunity for growth. And that closing that loop is really a soul mission, is to learn to just go up a notch on the ladder, right? And just get to a higher vibrational frequency so that those loops aren't continually repeating like if you're, my age, you'll remember records on record players. And if you have a broken record, it's just going to keep looping and go back and back and back to the same thing. It can kind of happen with digital things too, where you get the same thing over and over again. But you get my message. You get my point of view here, which is that it's about loops. And it's about closing loops and healing things and resolving the unresolved. And that we will. That's what we do as humans. You can watch children do it. They tell the same stories in the sandbox with each other. They have the same little stories and they're trying to resolve probably something that's in their own life and in their own families, okay? We do it our whole lives until we resolve and close these loops. So let's see what else the guides have to say here. But this is not a hopeless situation, and we want you to understand how and why this is not hopeless. Nobody needs to be stuck in their loops. The way you as humans can close these loops is by telling yourself a new story, and you get to create any ending you want to your story. This seems easy, but the real challenge and obstacle is getting yourself to believe your new story, because once you do, you can build yourself a new pattern and get out of your loop. Please understand that the nature of reality is not at all what you have believed all of your life. Nothing is really solid, and you have many dimensions. We prefer to call them channels or stations, like on a radio or TV set, because that is closer to how you work. You are the receiver, and your consciousness is the key to which channel you experience. This is not the multiverse concept that has become popular in your movies in recent years. You do not really live in a multiverse. You are actually in a multidimensional existence, and you are the tuner that changes the dimension through your vibration. There are not multiverses with multiple versions of you out there. That is not how it works. You are only one point of consciousness and vibration. Everything else is rotating around and through you. So it is possible to experience life as if there are multiple paths, choices, or ways to go, but it is always you. There is no other version of you experiencing different choices because you always experience exactly what you need to experience in order to learn and grow as a soul. Every other choice is irrelevant. You did not take those paths because you needed what was on the path you did choose. So the point here is that you are the radio station. You are the tuning device. You are tuning into the channel you wish to be on, right? And a lot of times we do it unconsciously. We're just stuck in the same pattern, and certain patterns are very hard to break. I'm not blaming anybody. What I'm here to say is that this is empowering. This is freeing, because humans are magical. We have the ability to reprogram ourselves. It's amazing. We have this incredible ability to change our patterns. And that is what I'm going to leave you with. The how one of the easiest ways to start is to simply start meditating, right? But there are deeper types of work you can do, but there's many healing people out there doing healing modalities and work to help all of us reprogram ourselves. There's many types of ways to do it. Therapy is one way, but I find it slow. It can help, but there's faster ways to get through stuff. So, there's lots of things. I like hypnotherapy and energy work, and you can do scripting. You can just do morning pages every morning. Get up and write 3 pages. That's from Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way. It's a great book. Go check it out. So these are just a few of the things that can be done, because that is our soul's work. And the more we do it, the faster we rise and the faster we tune into that station that we want to be on. So that's my message for you guys today. There's more in this channeling, but this is enough for today. And I send you blessings and broken loops. I'm sending you peace and the blessings to rise above the loops you might find yourself in. So anytime you notice a loop, just catch it and start thinking about ways that you can work on healing it and rising to the next level. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.